Up to no good, are we? What? Shut up.
Is this your dumb way of looking for trouble?
I'll kill you again in hell, my friend.
I somehow gaslit myself into believing that Red Dead Redemption 2 has average combat. For years, I believed the system was clunky and unremarkable, and while it does have its flaws, I've come to genuinely believe this may be one of the most underrated combat systems in gaming. This video initially started as an attempt to play through the entire game with free aim, and honestly, it was incredible at first. There was one moment in the snow where I got ambushed by a pack of wolves. With free aim on, that encounter turned into an intense, near-death experience. But then, I started fighting human NPCs, and that's when the cracks began to show. You see, for those of you who are new to my channel, immersion is a big thing for me, and I definitely don't feel like a legendary gunslinger after missing 10 headshots in a row and then getting domed by an O'Driscoll. I feel like an idiot. I even searched online for tutorials, perfect free aim settings, how to master free aim in Red Dead Redemption 2, you name it. But no matter what I tried, nothing felt smooth or natural. I will say, in free aim, you can still have cool moments, but it's almost impossible to be consistent with the clunky controls. Eventually, I just gave up entirely and switched back to the assisted aiming system. And honestly, this is where Red Dead Redemption 2's combat shines. The gunplay has this cinematic quality that complements the rest of the game's world really well. Sure, the combat can become quite brainless if you let it, just locking on behind cover and firing until everyone's down. But that's not where the magic lies. The real skill ceiling is found through what I like to call the cool factor. It's about how you approach every encounter. Maybe you stride into gunfight with the calm, measured pace of a seasoned outlaw, making your presence known to a group of O'Driscolls before drawing your weapon and taking them out with swift precision. Or perhaps you channel your inner John Wick, switching seamlessly between pistols, shotguns, and rifles as you fight through entire groups of enemies in an incredible display of gun fu. The number of options you have here is incredible, and the combat flows together seamlessly. You can go from a grappling exchange into disarming the weapon out of the hand of a dirty Lemoyne raider, pull out a lawgiver of your own, and deliver some good old-fashioned frontier justice. Switching between weapons flows together well, keeping combat feeling smooth and organic. But it's the little details that truly add to the cool factor. For instance, when you switch from a rifle to a revolver, your character holds onto the rifle with one hand, while unholstering the secondary with the other. How you can slowly hold the trigger button to execute a quick draw at any time. The way bloodstains realistically soak into your clothes and face after a gunfight. Or how you can perform a gun twirl by double tapping the holster button, which feels absolutely incredible after taking out a group of enemies with finesse and precision. And the NPC combat reactions, which are powered by the Euphoria physics engine, truly elevate the experience. NPCs will react dynamically to the force, direction, and impact of your bullets. You can literally remove every single limb from the body of an NPC. A gruesome detail, one I don't think I can show without being demonetized, but one that does highlight Rockstar's commitment to immersion. But it's not just the physics or brutality. The NPC behavior itself can be surprisingly complex. For instance, I came across a clip on Reddit that completely blew me away, in which one NPC noticed another bleeding out, and they performed a mercy kill to end their suffering, and then immediately turned to challenge the player to a duel. Melee combat is, in my opinion, the best that Rockstar has ever created. It's brutal, weighty, and deeply satisfying. And despite its simplicity, The system manages to feel fairly dynamic and engaging thanks to the sheer variety of animations and situational takedowns. The strength of the system lies in how grounded it feels, with incredible animations, ferocious environmental takedowns, and industry-leading physics. The sudden brutality of a finishing move or the way an opponent will collapse to the ground after a knockout. It all feels grounded in realism, maintaining the overall theme of combat. The system is incredibly basic, yet again, I don't think this is a bad thing. It's this simplicity and presentation of Red Dead Redemption 2's combat that makes up the majority of its charm. It's easy to learn, but the cinematic presentation and realistic animations ensure that it's rarely boring, taunting, or intimidating an enemy before delivering a brutal one-punch knockout is genuinely one of my favorite parts of this game. Something that isn't directly tied to combat, but I think helps elevate the system as a whole, is the interaction system. Essentially, this helps set the stage and build tension during certain combat encounters. The interaction system allows you to defuse, antagonize, or intimidate before the fight even starts. And when it all comes together, the smooth walk-up, using the interaction system to antagonize the enemy, and a devastatingly fast quick draw, you can craft moments that feel like they belong in a classic Western movie. When the combat flows seamlessly like this, everything just clicks. The fluid weapon switching, dynamic NPC reactions, and the weighty melee combat all combine to create encounters that feel grounded, cinematic, and incredibly satisfying. It's this very simplicity of the mechanics, paired with the cinematic presentation, that separate this game's combat. This isn't a Souls-like game, and it's not supposed to be a challenging system. And while I do think there is still a lot of room for improvement, like making free aim a viable option and expanding upon melee combat, it's still, in my opinion, one of the most underrated combat systems in gaming. It's not just passable, it's immersive, cinematic, and extremely satisfying. And as we look ahead to Grand Theft Auto 6, I can't help but envision how Rockstar will build on this foundation. Imagine the interaction system, dynamic animations, and cinematic combat of Red Dead Redemption 2, refined for a modern urban setting. If Rockstar takes what they've built here and pushes it even further, GTA 6 could truly redefine what it means to have cinematic, immersive combat in an open world game. Thank you for making it to the end of this video. Do you agree with this take? I really think there isn't enough talk about what this system achieved. I don't play Grand Theft Auto or Red Dead Redemption for its challenging combat system. I play it to feel like an outlaw, and I think this really captures the feeling of being a cowboy in the Wild West. Anyways, if you're still here, I know you enjoyed this one, so please like and subscribe. Oh boy, do I have ideas for the next video. Maybe the 1,000+ hour review of Red Dead Redemption 2, looking at some of the worst NPCs in gaming, or what makes Watch Dogs 2's NPCs so impressive. I'll put out a community post so you guys can vote on what you'd like to see next, and I will see you guys in the next video.